What's going on? Well, I told y'all earlier that I had some big news coming, and so I got to a point where watching some paint dry today, figured I would hop on over here and give you the skinny on what's been happening around the Bikes and Bullets playground. So April is Motorcycle Helmet Awareness Month. I want to start this conversation by saying I absolutely, positively hate wearing a helmet. I hate it. But last year I was on a trip. I was down around Orlando, Florida, and when I crossed back into Georgia, it was about 110 degrees, and my helmet was about 4 years old, and it stunk, and it was hot. So I decided I was gonna, pull in at a Harley shop, next one I come to, and see if I could at least get me a helmet that was clean and didn't stink, and maybe that would be a little more comfortable on the way home, because I still had 450, 500 miles to go to get home that day. So I pulled in at Riley Point Harley Davidson, right outside of Fort Benning, Georgia. And yes, it's still Fort Benning to me. It will always be Fort Benning to me. It will never be anything different just because it's politically correct to change the freaking name. Just throwing it out there. But this is what they had. Now this is a demo helmet, and that's part of the announcement. But the inside of this helmet threw me for a loop. Because I'm not gonna lie, when I first picked this helmet up, I said there is absolutely no way that I will ever wear a helmet this heavy when I picked it up in my hand. But this is the inside of it. As you notice, this is all that's inside of it. There's no styrofoam, there's no felt, nothing to get hot and nothing to get stinky. This is a silicone gel with a silicone gel fluid liner. So, that being said, this thing's been sitting out here in my shop all day. I have no air conditioner out here, and it's about 82, 83 degrees outside. And it is still cool to the touch. Benefit number one. Benefit number two, you can pull this thing out, a little mild soap and water, wipe it down. She's clean and sanitary and does not stink. Now, I'm gonna put this thing back down in this helmet. By the way, just because I know people are gonna ask when they see this in a second, this helmet is fully DOT approved. This helmet requires no break-in. You take this thing out of the box and you wear it down the road. And that's just all there is to it. Now, like I said, in the hand, it feels heavy. That's because when this helmet hits the ground, the shell doesn't break. The styrofoam, there's no styrofoam to collapse. And so that first impact that you hit on the road does not negate the safety features of the helmet going forward. This helmet rebounds. It disperses energy around your head. And the cool thing is, once you put it on your head, it's not heavy anymore at all. Now here's the other cool thing about this helmet. DOT approved without the mushroom head. It wears very, very well. It balances well. It doesn't catch wind. It doesn't pull. The weight helps it stay down on your head. but it also fits like a helmet is supposed to. Okay? Now, cool thing is, Kirsh, the company that makes this helmet, has sent me a full line of demo helmets. Why do they do that? Because I'm going to be traveling around to some different power sports dealers, Harley dealerships, other power sports dealers, and doing demo events for Kirsh. Now, when I first bought my helmet, I drove straight home and I called the Kirsh company. I had questions. When I got on the phone with my questions, a couple of the questions that I had, and we're not going to go into those here, the guy that answered the phone couldn't answer. So he said, hang on, let me find somebody who can answer your questions. Little did I know, I was going to wind up being on the phone with the inventor and founder of Kirsh Helmets. We had a wonderful discussion, and he completely won me over during that discussion, which is not an easy thing to do. So much so that I immediately went to Natchez Trace Harley Davidson. I talked to Pat that day because Audrey wasn't there. And I said, dude, you've got to have this. You've got to carry it because people need to have access to it. That was July of last year. This is now April. So, you know, we're 8-9 months later. I've got a few thousand miles with the helmet, and it has only gotten better. There's zero drawback to this helmet. So I truly believe in the product, but I also have gotten to be friends with some of the guys that run Kirsh Helmets, namely Greg. And Greg has been awesome. He has made the trip from upstate New York all the way down here to little old Tuscumbia, Alabama. I think he's been down here 3 times now, and one of their other guys had come and done Trail of Tears last year. There's 2 guys trying to grow their dealer network across the country. Now they have a third that's on the West Coast, but I believed in it so much, I told Greg, I was like, hey man, get me a set of helmets, help me absorb some of the cost, and I'll help you with some of your events. And he said, done, deal. So I will be traveling, doing some demos for the helmets and stuff. Like I said, Natchez Trace is stocking them. You can pick one up there. The matte black starts at $249.50, and then they have some solid colors, and they have some, you know, different prints and hydro dips and stuff that they do. But if you're around the Marion County area and I'm in town, come by my shop right here, Bikes and Bullets in Hackleburg. I'll be glad to get you fitted with a helmet and let you take it down the road and test it out for an hour or 2 and see what you think. And when you bring it back, we'll either set you up with Audrey or set you up with Greg to get one ordered, whatever we need to do. I'm not here to sell you a helmet. I'm here to tell you that I actually, after 10 years in EMS and picking up people's brains off the side of the road, I found something that works, that's actually worth wearing. And it's so comfortable that I still wear it in no helmet states now, which is a huge difference than this time last year, because as soon as I crossed into a state without a helmet law, my helmet come off, went in the bag, because it was going to do me no good. If I wreck a bike at 80 miles an hour, my head's going to hit that concrete 4 or 5 times. That first lick's the only one that the helmet's going to absorb. So, great product. Look them up. Kirsh Helmets. It's Kirsh. It is fully DOT approved, but it's still low profile, everything like we was talking about earlier. And believe me, they say it, the proof is in the ride. I was 300 miles into a day when I bought the thing, and I was like, oh my God, this is heavy and I'm gonna be hurting by the time I got home. But wearing the helmet actually made my neck feel better, especially at speed and the wind and stuff, than the way I was feeling before. So you're welcome to PM me with any questions that you have. If you want to come try one out, get with me. We'll set up a time. You come by, get one, take it down the road. You'll believe in it. It's just like I used to tell people when I was selling motorcycles, ride the thing. You'll know if it's right for you or not. Thanks, guys. I'm really excited to be exploring this partnership with Kirsh Helmets. And as always, you know the other things that I do here in the shop. So give me a holler.